Hello. Today I want to summarize a book that I read, a very interesting book written by a professor from Wharton School, Adam Grant. And the book is about give and take, or givers and takers. And it primarily ends up by showing empirical evidence what probably is the best state for us to be in. Should we become a giver all the time? Should we become a calculative giver, or should we become selfish? So, some characteristics of givers is that givers are the people who are more concerned about happiness, responsibility, social justice, and compassion for other people, and they are mainly concerned about other people, uplifting other people all the time. Takers, on the other hand, they are concerned about wealth, power, pleasure, and winning all the time. It is it is a state where they are always trying to win. They are always trying to find their own game, and it's all about me, me, and me. So they are considered to be, our world's credit mongers. There's also a notion that is discussed in this book about who are the genius and the genius makers. So genius, we all know, is someone who is trying to promote themselves, as well as finding the best way to improve their situation, as well as promote their own motivations or motives. On the other hand, genius makers are the people who are looking to provide and help people grow in their own respective areas. Now, there is also a discussion on what is a success scale. So, a success scale here at the top is kind of broken down into two areas. So, on this side you have doormat givers, and on the other side you have smart givers, and in the middle you have takers and matchers. So, doormat givers are people who are considered uh, altruistic people, who are always in the mode of giving all the time without thinking about their own objectives, and hence they are called doormat givers, because unfortunately in today's world or today's environment they are considered doormat. People don't take them seriously, and then they are taken for granted. On the other end, we have smart givers who are a bit calculative givers, and they are just not giving right, left, and center. And in the middle, which is probably a more sustainable position, is our takers and matchers. So these are the people who are always looking for something in return. So they are like kind of matching between giving and taking. Anyways, but to summarize all that in a quick matrix, it's you can see here on this screen, whereby you can see on the this matrix is primarily driven, or is reflecting of two matrices. On the y-axis you have self-interest, and on the x-axis you have others' interest. On the bottom left side, you see people who are called apathetic. So by the virtue of their name, apathetic, they are people who has the least interest in others as well as themselves, and that's why they are called apathetic, or people who are indifferent. So they don't care about others, others don't care about them, and you don't want to be in that situation or in that position. On the top left side, you have people who are termed as selfish, and they are called selfish because they have a very high interest in themselves and low or pretty much no interest in others. Sometimes it is considered, or it is seen that selfish people are more successful, because the way they operate in this world, they are furthering their own objectives. They are trying to improve their situation, as well as trying to promote themselves all the time. They sometimes get success, but this success is not considered to be a sustainable one, because they create an environment which is always competitive. Sometimes it creates a negative environment where, because of their passion as well as their own motivation, they can only do so much, and it may become good for them, but then it creates an overall negative environment, so it's not sustainable. On the bottom right side, you have the altruistic people, who are like selfless people, self-sacrificing people. So these are the people who are considered doormat givers, and they are always giving it giving things right, left, and center, not thinking about themselves. They have the highest interest in others, and they are not they are not considering anything for themselves. This this by the virtue of its name considered to be probably the best position or situation. However, empirical experiments suggest that this is this is not a sustainable model, or this is overwhelming, because you can only give so much without getting things in return, up to a point where you would be exhausting yourself, and you will burn yourself down. So you don't want to be into that situation. And then there's a discussion about, or considered to be the most uh, best position, which is called otherish, or successful givers. So these are the people who are slightly more towards giving than taking, and it is supposed to be, or considered to be, a more successful position, because you are trying to promote others, you are trying to uplift people. However, you're also thinking about yourself, so that when you make other people grow, you also grow. And this is a more sustainable position to be in. So that's a summary of this book. So we would rather be, and I like this idea, and I'm trying to develop this thing for myself, that trying to be more and more Otherish, which is trying to help more and more people. However, um, furthering my own objectives as well. There's also some empirical evidence to suggest that when it comes to becoming otherish, there is no gender bias. So when it comes to becoming otherish, male and female both have been seen as successful givers. So that's the end of my summary, and I hope that I've given you some thoughts here to think about, as well as maybe maybe some good ideas to improve your own selves. Thank you.